Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another episode of the Backyard Sportscenter podcast. Today, I am here with one of the rBBL OGs, the winner of the inaugural season of the rBBL, Schlim.
Hey, everyone.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing all right. Just finished my game for week 6, recorded and everything, and that's ready for your matchup of the week. So I feel all right.
I'm excited to see how that one goes because that's going to be against Yura. Can't wait to see how that one turns out. Match of the weeks are usually always seem to be really close, so I'm sure that will be no different.
Hoping to knock him from the ranks of the undefeated.
Is he the last? I think he's the last undefeated team.
Well, hopefully there are none next week.
Yeah, the Green Monsters are the only undefeated team in 2001. Actually, they're the only undefeated team in either league.
Interesting. At the beginning, I had the Fishes pegged to kind of run away with that division, but he's gotten into a complete rhythm. Like what? He finished second last year in the big 01-03 crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's found it again.
I honestly thought that the team was gonna be good, but it wasn't gonna be like amazing because he drafted all like the green players.
I tell you what, I did not like playing against their defense. That's for sure.
So actually, I don't think that the Fishes have played the Monsters yet.
Interesting. Yeah, that'd be a fun one.
2 matchups. Yeah, they have not. The Fishes and the Monsters have not played. Their first matchup is in week 7.
Ooh, right away again.
And then it would be in week 12.
Cool.
So those 2 matchups are going to be really huge for who wins that division.
I think I play the Padres again next week. Yippee.
Oh, in week 7, yeah, you play the Padres, so you can get some revenge.
Hopefully, yeah. I think they're at Playground. I honestly thought the week 5 game was at Playground.
So you got your weeks mixed up.
Yeah, pretty much. That is now, after week 7, I'll have 2 division opponents who I'm done playing, and 2 division opponents who I haven't played at all, including you.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'm not really looking forward to playing at Sand.
I like your team a lot. I honestly thought you were like a quiet push for the division. I don't like them as much as last year's, oddly enough. You have McDonald and Gore in 01.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be disgusting to play against. How's your offense been this year?
Offense has not been that great, honestly. I've been kind of struggling to score runs, but I don't know if it's because like Steel is not necessarily like the best stadium. Honestly, I don't think for this team.
No, like you think Steel's going to be great because short center field, awesome, but you absolutely need a team designed for it, or you will struggle. My first ever AI loss was at Steel Stadium. I lost 3-2 to Yuri's Monsters with my Braves, that championship team, in season 1.
Because I mean, with Gore and with Rachel, it's the home runs are nice, but it's just getting the people on base to hit the home runs.
I definitely get where you're coming from. I'm just starting to come around to that transition. And like playing at Sandy is making me swing power 90% of the time. It's just getting people on base that's tricky. And even when they do get on base, the other thing that stinks is if they're on first and they're slow and you're just sweating the entire time.
Because I do have some like decent speed with Marilyn and Ramona and Liz and Shane. You know, I do have some decent speed, and I have the Marty Cordova clone has decent speed. So I do have some speed. It's just, can I get the hits to be able to...
It's getting them on base, yeah.
Yes. That's the tricky part. And I do play the Bombers this week, so it's kind of a must-win for me.
Should be a good one. Is Jake still coaching them?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, I feel like this week's must-win, too.
He's been beating the AI. I mean, he's consistently been beating the AI for the past several weeks, so he's getting the hang of it.
Yeah, I went into that week 5 Padres game super unprepared. I thought Benjaminian was still their coach.
Yeah, you were out of the loop.
I just did not read. It's as simple as that. Like I remember looking at the message, seeing that Wizard Splash was taking over the Cubs, and like, oh, okay, that's cool. '03 news. Just didn't read.
Yeah. Its host is now the Padres, so sadly we don't get that second brother matchup.
Oh yeah, that too. I hope nothing happened to him, or did he just lose interest?
No, it wasn't anything.
Okay,
Wasn't anything bad. Everything's good.
good. So yeah, kind of got off on a tangent there.
How did you like Sandy? Like how did that come about? How did you fall in love with the field of sand?
Well, it's a bit of a. There's two parts to it. Part one is that like my earliest backyard baseball memories are sitting with my dad playing, and I remember like specifically playing a game at Sandy, and I like outside of league, I like that it's so different. In '01, it is the only sand field. The bounces are gone, and I guess just the whole I like hitting splash hits. I don't know, it just works for me. Like I pick it a lot in side seasons too, in personal stuff, but then the competitive reason is that I know how much other people don't like it, and I was hoping to get an advantage from that.
Yes, a lot of people do not like Sandy, especially crazy.
Yeah, just building a team for Sandy, trying to go 7-0 there, and letting the rest work itself out.
Yet I did not have much success with Sandy in my rookie season.
Oh yeah, you were at Sandy at the beginning. What team was that again?
That was season 7. That was a team with, ironically enough, after recording this the day after the World Baseball Classic ended.
Ohtani.
So yeah, I had Ohtani. I did not do Ohtani just.
That's right. I think that was the first version of Ohtani too. I think because he's been in 2 seasons. I think.
No, yeah, that was his only season.
Oh, that was his only. I'm thinking of Babe Ruth. Never mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shohei.
So I think after all what Ohtani's been doing, I think we need to have him in for another season.
Yeah, I kind of just think he should.
And I bet his stats are gonna get all increased.
Like, we just got to take Ichiro's picture and make him Ohtani, and then easy. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think it works that way. One thing I have thought about, like just looking at more and more as of the last week or so, when I really got back into it, is I wonder if the '01 pro models are in '03 still.
Ooh.
Because if they are, you can take someone who never plays, like a Wayne Pittman. I won't say Ivan or Quentin because I know people love them. If you take a Wayne Pittman and you find Mo Vaughn's model and you put Mo back in the game, that could be fun.
Ooh, that would be fun.
If that were possible, that and the music, you just take those over, and yeah, I'd play '03 forever.
That would definitely be. And if you could also, you gotta have the OG voices. You gotta have the Sonny and Vinny from '01.
Yeah, honestly, I'd just want OG everything. Heck, I like how it's all caps with their last initial in the lineup screen. When I write lineups, like when I've done youth coaching, that's how I write my lineups. I don't do the kids' last names. I do like Ben G, Adam J.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I never noticed that.
Yeah,
I never noticed that they just have the first initial in '01 and then they have the full name for '03.
And in 2001, almost all writing is in all caps. In 2003, the lineup screen and the pitching little scoreboard thingy are in lowercase.
Oh my goodness, you're just blowing my mind right now. I never noticed that. Wow.
I don't think I actually started playing '03 till I was like 12, 13, something like that, whereas I got '01 out of a cereal box when it came out.
That's just crazy that these games were in cereal boxes.
Yeah. I think more than even just the baseball humongous were.
But that's just like crazy to think about, like how amazing these games were, including all the humongous ones, and the fact that you could get them in a cereal box, and now like you spend $50 on a video game.
Yeah, true.
Or $100 on a video game.
That's how I got a ton of my computer games. I have Monopoly that came a few years later, like the exact same way. I think it's like Monopoly Junior. Yeah. Now it's just sitting in a drawer somewhere, but yeah.
Yeah, you just blew my mind with the differences. I did not even realize that.
Yeah. I've spent a lot of time staring at those screens, to be fair.
It would be really cool though if we could port the O3 fields into O1.
Yeah, yeah.
I would definitely like that.
I used to really like Scrapco just because I liked the aesthetic of that one. But even as a kid, I didn't really like Dubois because it was literally just Ekman again with a different kid boosted at home.
Yep. Pretty much, except you have a pig that you can hit instead.
Right. Yep. A pig and I think there's a little pool out in the left center. Oh, there is an Ekman too. Never mind.
Yep, it's probably the same artwork, same location, except one is the water.
That's funny. But I totally get it too. Like, sometimes you just want to make the easiest changes. Like, when I'm trying to come up with stuff now, I just want to make the easiest changes. For the future of AI League, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, I just want to make the smallest changes I can while still making it completely fresh.
Yeah, speaking of the AI League, how did you come up with that? Or how did that kind of, your idea for wanting to start that?
Well, that one, all credit for that idea comes from Visory. I remember they, almost right when they got here. Little fun fact, Visory actually only found us because of the first time I tried to make a little league. I was gonna do, let's see. This is a tangent, so I'm sorry. Between like season 6 and 7, I wanted to do another S1. I wanted to get 8 new people and be like, okay, you each get a Beltran, you draft the kids from the bleachers, and we'll just play. As simple as possible. No advanced knowledge. Like, I wasn't going to tell them anything. And Visory was my first, and honestly, I think my only sign up for that.
Oh, wow.
So Visory got here from a failed side league. But anyway, Visory started doing AI games within like 6 months of being here and actually like started putting some together. Like, I think he made an all arms team. I think they made an all arms team. I think they made an all bats team. And they started a little season and got through like a week or 2 of it. And I found that fascinating. So it's always kind of been in the back of my mind. But then the issue was just how to really make it work. Did I really want to commission my own league? That kind of thing. And then the exact same thing happened with a keeper league, which hasn't been done anywhere. But I think the idea, especially because you kind of see people, like Yuria has been the Green Monsters almost every season since the beginning. Oops is usually the Melonheads and usually ends up with Fabian, Lindsay, or both. Like, the pieces of a keeper league are there, but there's always the wanting to be competitive, wanting to put the best team. What this keeper league is trying to do, with the AI built in, that's whatever, is really like make things matter over multiple seasons. Like, obviously it has to get off the ground first. It has to go, we have to take it one season at a time, but like I kind of said before we started and we were just chatting, I'm more excited about years 2 and 3 than year 1.
I know we did a keeper side season. That was fun.
That's right. Yeah, I only made it through 1 season of that.
I really enjoyed that. And I think, like, other than the fact of like people wanting to play with different teams or whatever, the other, like, because I've heard people bring up like the keeper league before, and their other thing was that like having a hard time having people that are consistently going to play.
Yeah.
From season to season.
Right.
But I think we have enough people that would do it and that consistently play. I don't know if that's necessarily as much of an issue now, but it's one thing that's just like, it's just so amazing. Is like you see these games and you think, when you're a kid, that this is, just this game. Well, you probably won't, play it or whatever. But now going back on it, there's like so many different iterations and like different league ideas, or
yeah, For sure.
That you can, we could just, there's like infinite number of things you can come up with, between the AI versus AI player versus AI player versus player now with O1.
Yeah.
And for backyard football, the amount of kind of ideas and leagues and content that we really could make if we really, really wanted to is pretty incredible.
For sure. Yeah, I think when it comes to just the longevity of it, like, I remember being really little and just enjoying it wide-eyed. Like, this is the greatest thing in the world. And you don't really think about how you might outgrow it when you're a kid. And I guess, like, I don't know, I just kept... No one had the tools for, or at least I didn't discover the tools for, like, editing things until high school. But, like, all the time up to that, I was just tweaking the game, making it enjoyable for myself. Like, in middle school, I remember taking it and, like, mapping the teams to teams I played in my area. Like, my team was always a black and red Hornets or something, and I'd set up the league and be like, okay, this team's the team we played last week. Time to start a new league and win.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. So you were doing it even without knowing how to hack into the files and all that.
I did a lot of that growing up, yeah.
That's really, really cool. And I know we just finished the draft for the AI league. When do you think like some of the first kind of games are gonna start?
April 1st. The goal the whole time has been April 1st. Like, I'm beyond thrilled that the draft is already done. I thought it was going to take a lot longer. I'm probably going to whip up some spring training games here. I have my game in league done for the week, so I think I'll just plop an AI league game on Saturday night. Maybe I'll make a team of the undrafteds just to, experience it for myself and tell someone, hey, maybe I'll have you send me a roster. And it'll be like, okay, we're going to put Nate's team against his team of scrubs and see who wins.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it. That'll be fun.
But yeah, this is where I'm going to kind of switch into advertising. Kind of going back to what we said about a keeper league working, but maybe being a commitment thing. I think AI is going to make that really nice in that it's super low commitment.
That is true.
Like, yeah, it's kind of abstract, but the good side of that is you don't even play the games. It's good and bad. It's bad because you have less involvement, but it's good because A, you don't have to take it as seriously, and B, you only have to submit a roster once a week. If you really want, that's all you have to do.
And just make sure that the roster, each week you're making sure that whatever the rules are going to be that you have, like you can't have the same starting pitcher 2 games in a row, I think is one of the rules that you came up with for this season.
Yep, and like with that even, heck, you can go even lower commitment. I don't know if he'd appreciate me saying this, but Uriah has already sent me all 14 of his rosters because he just made 2 separate lineups and said do them every other game.
I guess, yeah, that's a good point. You could, if you really wanted to, you could do that.
He's happy with his team. I even asked, like, you don't want to make trades? Kind of like tongue-in-cheek joking. And he was like, no. I'll let you know if anything changes, but this should be good for the season.
Yeah, I know there's a bunch of different kind of... I just was kind of like looking at like... I kind of was like starting to kind of get a little bit into the strategy as far as what I wanted. But then I was kind of like, I just kind of want to have fun with it. And this player looks interesting. I'll draft this person and this person.
Yeah, and like, that's kind of the other thing I want to do too. A lot of what's happening with this AI league is looking at the main league and seeing things that could be adjusted. Like in the main league, if you're 1-5 right now, or like me, maybe about to be 2-4, you don't feel great about your chances. And like, I remember when I was the Hornets last year subbing in for Devin, I didn't really want to play the games. There wasn't really anything. It was a slog. At least with a keeper league, you can get that first overall pick. Like, obviously, it's not as fun as competing for titles, but there's something there.
That's another reason as far as, like, when we do, like, the draft, like, it's always been randomized, but instead of, and also, I think, to prevent people from tanking.
Yeah, for sure.
I think those are the 2 main reasons why that's never happened. Now, I have not talked to Commissioner Crazy if that's actually, like, legit reasons or not.
There's no reason to tank when your team is changed every year, and when your team is changed and your draft order is randomized, there's no reason to tank.
Yeah. And that's how it is right now. But if you added that,
It's going to be interesting for AI League, but like, I will not discourage tanking. I'm curious to see how that actually plays out, but
mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be an interesting kind of like added wrinkle to it. Because as far as, I mean, also like the AI, I mean, because you're not like necessarily like actively tanking, because you could try to tank and your AI could still put up 20 runs.
yeah, exactly. Like, you are a coach, and not even really that because you're not making changes in game.
Yeah.
I almost debated if I had the knowledge down right. So we don't do it as much anymore because the files get made for us. But in the season file, there is an actual variable that sets your coach. That's how you get the coaches' names in the record book, like Mealy Buggy and Striper and those other ones.
Uh-huh.
They are coded in. Like, I think AL is Mr. Papas and AK is Mealy Buggy. I don't know if they actually affect gameplay. I don't think they do, but haven't done near enough testing on it.
That is really, really interesting.
So I guess that again might be a future tweak.
Yeah. That is really there's a lot of stuff that like is just you would think that we would know everything by now and we don't.
I think that's what keeps me coming back, honestly, is just that there's still a ton of room to grow in a game that, on the face of it, is so simple they gave it away in a cereal box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, we definitely have a lot of room to grow, especially when it comes to marketing.
Yeah, marketing.
Because I mean, it's really incredible to think like probably between the two. I mean, if you combine like the amount of users, I know there's some duplicates, but there's over 500 users between the two Discord servers.
For sure. And even all of them had to like seek us out, you know?
For the most part, yeah, except for, a few online people that came, for like if they found us from like a YouTube video or a Twitch stream or something.
Yeah.
But still the majority of it is because people are looking for it.
For sure. Yeah, I need to actually put up more games on YouTube.
Yeah, that's one thing is like I've always kind of like had like I know I'm doing these podcasts and whatnot, but it's like kind of need to like put out more content on like Twitch or like stream more like side seasons and stuff like that.
Yeah, make the online championship an event.
Well, it kind of was an event.
You could make online got big enough. You could literally turn it into like a quote little league. Like, okay, your guys' season is going to decide who the best player in the Midwest is, and then you're gonna go play whoever won the season of the best players in the East.
I mean, if we eventually had like 1,000 people sign up for a season or something like that.
Yeah, like that's a pipe dream, and of course, I wouldn't want to be in charge of all that.
That's the thing. Is like we have a lot of pipe dreams when it comes to the backyard baseball communities and the leagues that we have.
Oh, 100%. The counterpoint to that, though, is that like, were you here when Jibbo got a hold of that Paul guy who worked on the games?
Paul guy?
His name was Paul. His last name isn't coming to me anymore. But he was one of the guys who actually worked on either 2001 and 2003 or just 2003.
I believe so because he was that was the initial like online launch stream they were on it.
That's right. Anyway, one of the questions I asked him when we met was about adjusting colors because back then, when was it, like a year or two ago? Changing colors was a pipe dream.
Yeah, it was about a year and a half ago.
And now it's something that honestly is one of my favorite parts of the current season. Just looking at what everyone did with the little palette of colors.
Yeah, that is really cool. I didn't even think of that because I know when I started in season 7, I came like during the playoffs of season 6. Yeah, there is nothing like that as far as the customization. As
far as like, I could talk for hours about the advancement of our technical knowledge, but in season at least, like season 1, we put together how to set a season team with the roster of another team someone else drafted. That was basically all we did for season 1. And season 2 was when we just started sprinkling in generic. Season 3, we really got a whole gaggle of people coming in and basically opened up the league to every generic. And then 4, 5, 6, 7 tried different things, tried different league formats. I think colors came in season 8 or 9. Probably season 9, because I definitely would have changed the Blue Jays in season 8 if I could.
Yeah, because last season, I think, was the first we had the B file.
We didn't know anything about, so like pitcher priority and setting a defense has been something that's grown over time. It probably got to its most advanced in like season 8 when we knew everyone's starting pitcher priority, their catcher priority, their relief priority, to the point where like you could almost dictate exactly how a game was going to go without even playing it.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't always have that. I think we just had ranks, and then Viz came in with all the advanced stats.
Yeah, I believe like the advanced stats were like sometime during like, or like I think they were ready. We used them in season 8, I believe, or somewhere around there.
And that sounds right, because I was so lost, and I think that's a huge part of why the Blue Jays were so bad, and that's why I decided to meme, because I just had no idea how to build.
Yeah, and that was also the season of the first base stack.
I still don't have a very good idea how to build. My defense could be a lot better.
Because everyone was grabbing up the first base locks.
Yeah, exactly. Like you wanted first base locks because you needed to make sure that someone with first base priority could go somewhere more useful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The lockless B files are a huge quality of life improvement. That's for sure.
Oh, for sure. It's so much easier to draft that you don't have to worry about, like, Albert Pujols is stuck in left field.
Until you put together a side season and you realize, oh wait, every other team is ruined.
Yep.
I have to go in and adjust all these myself, or I have to put the old B file in.
Now, luckily, changing the B file is just a matter of renaming a couple files.
Right.
So it's not like it's that confusing to swap out. That's the good part about it.
Yeah.
Now, remembering to do it when you're switching between competitive and your fun science season that you've made with Yoga Dogs.
Yoga Dogs.
I am contractually obligated to mention Yoga Dogs.
Oh yeah. Yoga Dogs is great. I just hit like a 31 yesterday. It's my favorite way to kill time.
YogaDogs.fun. I don't think I've ever gotten past like 15.
What I do, alright, I don't like to share this. The way I do it is I always set myself up in the tall dog, and then I click once if I need to look left, and click twice, and then I set back. It's just like when you're hitting in backyard baseball, setting yourself to open at the start, so you don't have to get as far to go to closed and whatever. And then it's just recognizing it quick enough.
Yeah. I wonder if that's if when Jibbo made it, if he had backyard baseball in mind, like the stance switching when he was making it.
Probably not, but Yoga Dogs is a highly involved game. High skill ceiling.
The most skill, for sure. It has the most skill involved. People say that League of Legends has the most skill. Nah,
It's
Yoga Dogs. It's Yoga Dogs.
I'd watch a Yoga Dogs championship. Right after the backyard baseball championship.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on, but maybe what you gotta do is like during match of the week, like after like the third inning.
Yes.
You gotta have a Yoga Dogs competition between you and Yura.
On-field promotions, I'm game. I'll wipe the floor with him.
Yeah, and then just have to stream your send your Yoga Dogs recording into Chris.
All right, bet. You might be joking. I'm gonna send it. That sounds funny as heck.
No, I'm not joking. I'm not. You can't joke about Yoga Dogs. Yoga Dogs is serious.
All right, I gotta get on that Yoga Dogs grind again.
Yeah, I don't know if yours gonna want to do it, but I think that would be great. It would add some flavor to match of the week.
Heck yeah! And you know I love my on-field promotions.
Yes,
we hit our 6th different jersey of the season 10 season, going for 14 different jerseys this season.
Nice. Yeah, I know you mentioned that the colors are one of your, favorite kind of things of, all the customization that, have, and you're definitely putting that to full use.
Oh, absolutely. Forever and ever playing this game. I will be playing with colors from now on.
Yeah, this game is crazy now. It's just trying to slowly make improvements and grow the brand.
Yeah, and we still haven't tapped into all of it, either on the research side or on the competitive side, I think.
No, that is definitely for sure. I know there's been a lot of progress, but always have to have different things that we can improve and get better at.
Yeah.
I'm down for the ride. It's just, part of me is just like, I just want to go like full steam ahead, like make this my actual career, is backyard baseball and promoting everything and, the leagues and everything.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Like if I could just spend time working on the back end, I would. Unfortunately, that's a little ways away.
Yeah.
That's a lot of ways away, but yeah, like that's the main thing that keeps bringing me back is just how far we can improve and how far we've already improved in every facet.
Yeah, the other thing is that if we ever get to the point where we actually can somehow, like, big dream, actually get the IP, all this research as far as like building and, editing and stuff is going to, help us if we ever like made a new one or whatever.
That's also a pretty far pipe dream that honestly, with name adjusting, like we have name adjustments, we have color adjustments, it's probably not that far away. It's just a matter of how legal it is.
Yeah, I mean, like, we probably could create like a fan version, but like, just if there's no telling how far we could take this if we actually somehow got the IP.
Yeah, like my order of operations, like after we get off this call, I'm going to knock out the rest of the AI League stuff to get it ready to go, barring any trades, which I do want people to trade. Then I want to solve player names, and then I want to go into like fields. I still want to make grass sandy flats.
But I know you can change like the bounciness or whatever.
Yep.
But I don't know if you can like change like the artwork.
I know where it is. I just don't know how safe changing it is,
So I know for sure you can make the effect of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that is possible. I don't know as far as like changing the sand to grass would work.
You change an image. You could, with enough time and effort and research, you could probably go in right now, 203, take Dubois Diamond, overlay Ekman on it, and have two Ekmans, Because those images are in the game.
Yeah.
I just don't know exactly where or how to change them or how effective it would be.
And if we ever got, that's another thing, like if we ever got to the point where like we could like add artwork to the game or like edit something, you could like make your own field.
Yep. Yeah.
That would be a really cool addition to it, like a new game, like a create your own field.
A field editor.
Yeah, that would be pretty dope.
Oh yeah, that would.
Yeah, I could talk about all this forever.
Yeah, the possibilities are actually limitless.
Yeah, for sure. It's incredible.
Like, we're just starting to tap it. Colors, which was the big thing I wanted for a long time, is script 335. There are like 600 different scripts that do different things that are just waiting to be tinkered with, honestly.
Wow. That's all I have. I'm speechless.
Yeah. Backyard baseball is cool.
Yep. So look forward to the AI League, and I know you're going to be streaming some of those games, right?
Yep. I think I'm going to put one on Saturday. Saturday the 25th.
Yeah, definitely gotta get some of those games on the YouTube for sure.
Absolutely.
But moving back over to the rBBL.
Yeah, true.
You and your Sandy team currently, I believe, is 2-3.
Yes. Split with Bobby.
Do you still feel like your team has a chance to make the playoffs?
I think that anything can happen, and we are progressively getting better and continuing to improve. The scores keep improving. The defense has to hold up, and like especially right now, against Uriah, against Toast again. Honestly, up until our first game, maybe even past, this is the make or break run for my season. Like, if I'm 2-5 going into the All-Star break, that's probably it, because everyone's just too good. There's no, like, runaway favorite in my mind this year, even with Uriah sitting alone at 5-0. But there's a lot of good teams. And even at 2-3, it's going to be tough to push my way back into that.
Because the division is really difficult between, that's me, you, now Toast, Wizard, and Bobby, and then Jaker.
Yeah, I don't think there's a bad team in the division.
That's just like, I mean...
Heck, I hope I'm not the bad team in the division.
Schlim, we might be the bad teams in the division.
But at the same time, like, I'd be happy with anyone in our division making it out, because you're all awesome.
And the thing is, like skill-wise, like, any of us could win the division.
Yeah.
Which is, just shows how difficult it is.
I really like, this is the first time in a while that I've felt like really good parity. And I think some of that will kind of even itself out as we go. But like, right now we're all within a game or two.
Yeah, I think in either league, you really don't know, like, who's going to... You can't say, okay, this person or this team is definitely going to win the title.
I thought Wizard was going to run away with it after he scored 22 on me, and then he goes and loses to Toast.
That's the rBBL for you.
Exactly.
Because I know, like, like in the American League, like in week 1, the Astros put up a plus 25, and then they scored 3 runs against the Twins.
Yeah.
So you never know. Or like the Giants, they scored 3 against Cello, but they've been destroying everyone. They put up Itanium put up a plus 28 and a plus 26 already this season.
Yeah, I do like IT's team as well. I like a lot of teams.
And that's not even, mentioning Vizuri's team or Loba or...
I also think that's just kind of the perk of having a full roster 01 league for the first time ever. We played 2001 in S1 and S2, and we played it in S9 and S10. And S9, we had to share our players with the 03 league.
That is a very, very good point. I never thought of that. This is the first strictly 01 league that's had all the generics.
Uriah makes a good point when he argues with me for 03 in that the average player is better because they got rid of some of the bugs. I think they made everyone's arms just a little bit better in 2003. And like competitively, the quality of play is probably a little bit better, sure. But the 01 pros and their clones, in my opinion, make it so an 01 league has better talent. Like, there's not a bad team in our league.
Well, there might be one or two. But there always is like 1 or 2.
I suppose.
Yeah.
There's not a bad team, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, before Toast took over, you could have potentially said that about the Padres, who lead off AVD, Marcellus, and Zenon Estrada. Like, that's an absurd team on paper, and not one I'd want to face in a side season, let alone our season.
Yeah, I think that the main thing is like people that are more like rookies knowing like how to draft an actual team.
Yeah. AI defenses again help a ton with that. Lockless B file.
So yeah, I think that if some of the more inexperienced players kind of new if they were to draft like a new team now, I don't think there would be like any bad teams.
Yeah, true. You got some that kind of came in. I wonder if it'd be worth our time to put out like we have a tactics channel on the Discord that is good for like talking through the meta, talking through what works and what doesn't. But even just like putting that in a guide and giving it to new players. I think it's been attempted before, but obviously it changes so fast that sometimes it's tough.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Even just the knowledge that you need a good catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Because people will attack them.
And I think with Crazy making like the rule book that we have for this, or like the kind of like the rules document, I think that's a step in the right direction.
Oh, absolutely.
In trying to kind of eliminate some of those things.
As much as I don't like to congratulate Crazy when he does good.
I forgot about that. That is true.
He did good. He did good, I guess.
I guess.
Milwaukee's best, baby. Woo!
Yeah, but you beat Crazy this season. That's all that matters, right?
Yep, that's literally all I need. I can go 2-12 now. I'm happy.
As long as the 2 wins are against Crazy, right?
Although I would, because now apparently the or the all-time series is tied at 10-10.
Oh, snap.
Yep, so the next one's super important.
Oh, wow. That's not going to happen until next season unless you guys meet in the finals.
Yeah, nonsense. He needs to get it going. He needs to go take that division by the throat.
You both are 2 and 3.
I'll start by beating the monsters here, and we'll go meet in the finals. Best of 5. I'll show him who's boss.
You show him who will be Milwaukee's best. Though you have the experience, because I don't think Crazy's ever been to Milwaukee.
That might be true. That was his mistake then. For just picking Milwaukee because it rhymes with Rockies.
Oh, that's why he did it?
The Milwaukee Rockies. The Milwaukee Rockies. I don't know which he wants, but I'm pretty sure that's why he did it.
So I was wondering why would he choose that? Though that makes sense, and based on how Crazy kind of thinks, that does make a lot of sense actually.
Yeah, he's a wacko.
You get the Aki.
Just kidding. Love you, buddy.
Yeah, I guess that's yeah. Now if Crazy listens, probably gonna make me look like an idiot and say, "Oh, I've been there all the time" or something.
Nah.
Well, let's get into some of the results from week 5 before I get fired.
Let's do it.
So we got Oops's Blue Jays and the Marlins 5-5.4 tiebreaker. Lobo just barely squeaking by in that one.
Yeah, it's interesting watching that from afar because I'll talk about Oops's team first. Really like the theme. I think it's really cool how he both took a theme of backyard kids that he really likes and the fact that they're all tall, giving us kind of a new view on things. I really like how it was put together. Never really knew if the offense was going to be there. Hopefully it comes around for him soon. Loba, on the other hand, I think that team, subtly or not so subtly, I'll say subtly, has a really good defense that's kept Loba at the top of that division. And you can kind of tell from the way he talks, he's not happy with a 5.4, but it's perpetually good enough. Because what's the Marlins record right now? It's 4-1?
3-2.
Oh, they're 3-2. 3-2, good for tied first in the division, or is someone in there 4-1?
Second in the division.
Who's 4-1?
Freak Show, Mr. World Baseball Classic himself.
Freak Show's 4-1. Okay. Have they played yet?
Yes, they played in week 4, I believe.
And Freak Show beat them. That's why. Regardless, they're in the hunt because of the defense. I do kind of lament with him. He took Joan May. I would have loved Joan May to play second for my team at Sandy because I knew she'd mash. I guess no one really realized that TCA actually hampers her.
Because of the speed?
Yeah, because of the speed and the fact that even an absolute bomb is not a guaranteed home run.
That is true.
Because it's got to have the height. But regardless, I think the team's really well built. That's a good win for them. And I probably shouldn't take 10 minutes on every single result.
No, that wasn't 10 minutes, and we're not doing as bad on time as I thought we were. So we're good. The next game was the Astros and Freak Show. Not his best performance, but it was enough to beat the Expos at Cement Gardens, +7 to +2.
7-2, yeah. Another one where I think the defense paid off in spades. Freak Show and I talked a lot before the season started because we ended up with really similar teams and had most, if not all, of the same targets. I came into the season knowing I wanted Raul and Cal and ended up with Walker as a nice bonus. He ended up with Larry and Cal. I have Beatty. He has Frank Thomas. So I have a lot of experience with the team. I'm really impressed with what they've done with them so far. The Astros are killing it.
Yeah, for sure.
I did not realize they were 4-1 now, and like they're in a very good position. I think it's something with the Astros. They've won. I think I would bet the Astros team name. It's either the Astros or the Indians team name that's the most successful in this league.
Well, this year it's definitely the Astros.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the Indians have had it a little rougher.
Yeah, they've had a little bit.
Just a little new player, bleacher kid bias.
Yeah, and
They have a good defense, though, from what I've seen. It happens. You learn. Like,
I just remembered something. One interesting thing I was talking with Fizzery about this is that for rBBL, Cement Gardens usually has one of the most like low scoring fields, but for online, it's like the highest scoring field.
that actually makes a lot of sense if you think about it. In the rBBL, half of the plays are being made by the computer that maybe doesn't know exactly where the ball is going to go, but has a pretty good idea. And against the AI, you're just playing on a flat field. The speed boost doesn't matter. Against another player, though, your decisions have to be that much faster. And that's tricky. Like, that's why I stopped going to cement, because fielding there is harder than anywhere else.
Yeah, for sure. I think the user fielding, especially if you get that bounce off the right field wall and it just bounces forever and trying to track it down.
Yeah, that's not true. TCA is the hardest, but then I think cement's the second hardest, and the common factor there is the extra speed.
The extra speed and the bouncing off the walls and being unpredictable where it's actually going to bounce to.
Yep, the computer knows, but we don't. Not without like 1,000, 2,000 games under your belt.
But Yura is a robot, so you should know that Yura is clanky.
Yeah, I just did that to try to get clanky coins. Yura is clanky. True. Never actually heard him talk.
He has talked though.
Yeah, maybe I'm just showing up to the wrong streams. Anyway, Astros exceeding expectations, I think, but I guess I don't know what everyone else expected of them. I expected the Marlins to win that division pretty handily, and good for the Astros for staying up. The Expos, I think, are going to get there eventually. They just got hamstrung by a mid-draft coaching change, which led to some auto picks, some picks at the beginning of the draft that I don't think I would have made. I think they have time, though. I think they'll come around.
I think because they have the custom for the 01 season.
Yep, they have Ted. They have Ted and they have the two Webbers, and those are honestly the main pieces I can think of right now.
And those are really solid players to, build your team around. So as long as they can get those bounces at cement, maybe they can, start putting up some wins.
For sure.
The next game, speaking of crazy, putting up a plus 12 against Mike Madness's Twins, just barely squeaking out a +1, but beat the AI, so that's always an accomplishment.
Yep, you just got to make progress. Twins will get there. I know that Mike is doing something that a lot of new players tend to do, and that's really honing in on their pitching. Like, Beatty gets drafted high and wins a lot of Ace Wilsons. Hellerman is a very, very good pitcher. Mike is absolutely killing it with her, and I think it's coming together. Will it translate into more wins? I don't know. But I am excited to see him push for strikeouts.
I don't exactly know what it is right now, but Hellerman, it says, has 55 strikeouts so far.
Which is spectacular.
That's 11 a game. That's incredible. So 11. Hellerman is on pace for 154 strikeouts this season.
I don't think I've ever gotten 11 in a game, let alone as an average.
That is just, mind-boggling, amazing. Rookie or not, I don't care if you've been in the league 10 seasons and all the side seasons. Getting 11 strikeouts on average is just incredible.
Against these rosters.
Yes.
There are some hitting slouches, but these are the best players you can have. There's no Ivans or Quentins in 01.
There's Thor.
True.
I think that's the one that's the one character but Thor's not even that bad.
I like Thor. I tried to draft him as early as season 6, but back then we didn't have the ability to set defenses, so he wouldn't log in at pitcher, and I had to drop him.
Because Because Thor is a pretty good pitcher, and he does have a really nice arm.
Yep, he is a decent enough second baseman. But if you can't have him start at pitcher, it's just not great to have him at all.
And also Barrett Greenwald.
Yeah, Barrett. There's
the ultimate catcher.
There's a fun moment with Barrett as a little sneak preview.
Oh, about to wait and find out.
Yep, Barrett may or may not have made me sweat. That's all I'll say.
I am definitely intrigued.
Yeah.
But okay, the next game is the Titanium's Giants putting up a +15 against the Pirates at Cement, +15 to +8.
Another good game by IT. Dude just keeps rolling.
Yeah.
I think he made the playoffs as the Giants on the 03 side last year. And this year's team looked to be even better on paper.
Yep.
Full speed ahead.
Yeah, last season, I did kind of hear some people were saying that he wasn't in the best division, and that's why he, made the playoffs because of the division that he was in wasn't the best. But this year, he's proven all those doubters wrong. All those questions, and
nah, he's just a good player.
Boxes have been checked, and the Giants are putting up giant offensive numbers.
He's just a good player. I don't mean this as a slight against the other two playoff teams, but I think IT's team was the second best in the AL last year, behind Uria's Monsters, or the NL. Sorry. As
far as a roster, I can definitely see where you're coming from with that from a roster construction standpoint.
Speaking of AL, NL, I have a fun little announcement here that's been in the works all season that I guess I should confirm with Crazy before I say. So that's another teaser. It's about the All-Star game.
Well, you go ahead and say it, and I'll ask Crazy, and I'll cut it out if it's not. If we can't do it, can't say it.
Oh yeah, true. This isn't live. This is going to be live.
Yeah.
Edit that out. I already asked his permission. So this year we try to award All-Star games, or I try to, based on seniority. And the next person in line that hasn't hosted before is Marco. So we are doing a Marco-hosted All-Star game, 4 teams, 1 for each AL, NL, backyard, front yard, with that yellow and green Wombats Australia base. Like, I want to do 1 of the jerseys in yellow, 1 in green, 1 in black with green, and 1 in white with green.
Ooh, I mean, did you see did you have a chance to look at the Australia World Baseball Classic jerseys?
Not too closely. I saw them play once. Weren't they in green against like Cuba or something?
But you should take a look at them if they had like some of those kind of color schemes and see if you can kind of replicate that. That might be kind of cool.
Yeah, white with green. That's one of them. All I'm seeing is white with green. But I guess I'm doing a poor job of searching.
I think they had some yellow jerseys.
There's a green one. I do not see a yellow, but I'm sure they had one because a lot of teams had 3. I think I liked Venezuela's the best.
As far as the jerseys?
Venezuela's jerseys were sick. The U.S., I kept making the joke. If you looked at players from the back, it was fun to imagine them as Braves because it looked near identical to the Braves jerseys from behind.
I can see where you're getting that from, yeah.
Yeah, Trout and Braves colors. It was fun.
I'm sure you would like to see that.
Oh, yeah. You kidding? It's not going to happen, but...
You think Ohtani's going to go to the Braves?
No, I don't think they're going to fork over enough the way they've been hamstringing their own players, and letting Swanson walk was kind of a step in the wrong direction.
Swanson's not that great, though.
He is not, but he was important, in my opinion. I think they're going to be worse this year with Grissom or Arcia there.
Yeah, Arcia is definitely not as good, but really good defensively.
So yeah, All-Star game.
But that's your IRL baseball talk for you.
Yeah. Go Braves.
And then the next game that would be the Royals and the Devil Rays. That's Fizzery against Andrew Pays.
Yep.
Rookie pulling off the upset.
Yeah.
Andrew's been doing pretty well this season, but the Royals have, and Fizzery is just puts up some really, really monster outputs. So
yep, the Royals at this point, they're an institution as much as you can be for only having been a team for 2 seasons. Yeah, they do so good. honestly makes me wonder sometimes. Like, they have absurd hitting numbers, and I really wish I would actually sit down and watch one of them, because it's got to be a sight to behold.
It is.
They have shown over time, kind of like me, that they're prone to the upset. Last year it was Martian Man ruining the undefeated season, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think Martian Man. Yeah, but that was the one thing. Is like Martian Man had other than the Bombers game, I think he had like 2 or 3 different wins, like that were just not the easy wins.
Yeah.
And one was against Vizuri and one was against me. And we both made the playoffs, and had one of the top seasons last season.
The last thing I'll say about the Royal side, because really the Devil Rays need to be celebrated.
For sure.
It feels like, and I don't know if I mean this as a compliment, but like it really seems like a focus thing, and that the Royals could, if they wanted to, flip a switch and win it all every year. It really does. But that was not the case this week. And kudos to Anju for, what was the score again?
It was 9-8.
Yeah. Kudos to Anju for putting up a very good score in his own right and taking it to him and stealing one away. What's Anju's record now?
2-3.
2-3, just like me.
There's a 3-way tie at 2-3 in that division. And then the Royals are 3-2, so
it's not a bad place to be. Like, the team is not bad on paper. I know he has openly regretted a couple defensive changes. Like, I know he said he wanted A-Rod in center in hindsight. But you just kind of get that from Newbie. Like, the future's pretty bright down in evil land.
Yeah, the evil Rays. As much as Mello does not like seeing the fact of Courtney being evil. That's all I'll say about that. Next game was between Cello, Vizuri's friend, and Chris's Fishes. Fishes put up a +10. Thought they might put up, some more runs, especially being at Dirt Yards at home with those 300 speedsters. But a win is a win, and 10 is still a decent score.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll do Cello first in that, like, sure, you got some help from Viz, but for a first time out, this is one of the best rookie defenses I've ever seen. And I completely understand Chris only getting 10 if the bounces weren't going his way with Jeter and Nicky. And the Cardinals also took a lot of players I wanted, and I really like their team too.
Yeah, that team might be the best rookie AI defense ever.
And, like, of course, there's going to be some growing pains from Cello, who hadn't ever played before. Let's be real, I bet Viz probably roped him into it. But, like, just keep getting better, and kind of the same as Anju. Honestly, the sky's the limit. Maybe it doesn't happen this year just because of those 2 big dogs in front of you in that division, in the Giants and the Royals, but the future's bright. Just not this week against the team I expected to win the National League at the beginning of the season, Chris's Fishes, because of those 300s and a lot of good pieces around them. Like, you put up 10s every week and you're going to be fine. You're going to make playoffs, and then if you get home games, you're going to wreck. I wanted to play Chris this year. That's the only team in the National League I don't play, but I also kind of didn't because I was scared of playing them at Dirt Yards. Like, it's just a good team.
And with the speed, they might be able to, be decent at Sandy.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. I think we had a conversation at the beginning of this year that was like, it was definitely wishful thinking on my part. Like, if I win my division and you win your division, it's going to come down to who's got home field advantage.
Uh-huh.
Because someone like Stu and Star, they get kind of neutralized by a good catcher at Sandy because the ball just dies.
Yeah. That would be really interesting, but one of you would have to win your division and the other would have to be a wild card for that to happen.
Oh, true. Or would just end up at Big City. The other thing is that speed is going to translate real well should the Fishes make that deep.
That is very, very good point. Those playoff fields, speed kills.
Because speed kills.
And the next game was your game against, and Toast barely squeaked by at your happy place in Sandy Flats.
Yeah, first loss in a long time at Sandy. Regardless, on my end, I'll just keep it short. It was a decent game, but also I think one of my lowest run outputs of the year. Started well and just kind of fell off. Their third pitcher came in and shut things down pretty good. Wendy killed a lot of the momentum, and then the third pitcher I could barely get anything on. Left the bases loaded a couple of times, and it just kind of fell apart. And kudos to Toast for taking that team and turning it into runs on runs on runs.
Offensively, that team looks really fun to play with.
I am definitely a little worried that both of my opponents so far, who I've played at Sandy, have scored double digits. Definitely not great, but we'll see if that continues. Kudos to Toast for taking that win, and all of a sudden the Padres are going to really start making some noise in the division. Here they come.
Here comes Toast. Yeah, the next game, I know we've brought him up a few times already, but the Monsters beating the Cubs 18-5. The Monster Greens.
Yep, real good score from Uriah. And it is on my mind because I just played that game before hopping on the call with you. So that is done. But and having seen them, I guess I can say, once again, a really well-built team. And somehow, probably, if I had to look back at the rosters of all 10 seasons, I would probably consider Uriah's the best made. 6, 7, maybe 8 of them. All the way back in S1. He's always had absolutely stellar team. Knows how to make them work. And it's just business as usual, honestly. I know we made the Uriah's clanky joke already, but he's a machine when it comes to the regular season of this league.
I think this might be the best meme team of all time.
Yeah, I would also. I mean, it's a meme team because Viz went in and edited it for him.
But he still had his.
I could go grab the best players in every round and say, hey, can you make all of these players' names start with M? I did debate doing that. I thought we played April Fool's weekend, and that was going to be my little joke this time around.
Yeah, but I mean, he does have, Jay Green, Sean Green, Bobby Bull Green, Barrett Greenwall.
And then a few others that are not Greens in anything but name. No, I appreciate it, though. I think it's
Wally Green, Tony Green.
I think apart from just being a really good team, it is a cool way to keep things fresh. And I will greatly look forward to seeing them probably in the playoffs again.
I think they definitely have a good shot at least making the playoffs, if not winning the division. But I think it's going to be between Fishes and the Monsters for the NL East title.
I think so too. And then on the flip end of that game, because I am trying to talk about everyone, Matitude's Cubs definitely have a good team. Unfortunate that they kind of ran into a buzzsaw in this one, but I know Griffey's killing it. I know they put up pretty good scores, and I think it's another case of you keep playing, you keep learning, and even if, like you say, the Fishes and Monsters kind of jump way out in front, there's still plenty of time to grow and plenty of time to go.
3-2 still for the Cup. That's a good, record for your first 5 games of the season.
Oh yeah, that's a wild card team right now, I think.
Yeah, because currently they actually would not make the playoffs.
They wouldn't make it, but isn't the second wild card 3-2?
The second wild card is, I guess.
Is that you or Bobby?
Is technically, well, I guess no, because the Mets were the Mets were 4-1 prior to their Week 6 result. So it
and were the Angels also 4-1?
Yeah, so it would have been Blue Angels at 4-1, the Mets at 4-1, the Fish at 4-1, and the Monsters at 5-0.
Oh, I didn't realize they were both 2 games up on us. Gross. Wait, what's your record? I guess we'll get there.
3-2.
No, I'm 4th.
But yeah, it's like we said before, that's just a really, really tough division. But goes back to another point that you made as far as the parity within the league.
Yep.
It just feels like almost every single week you're in a dogfight, just playing you don't know who's gonna win.
Exactly. So yeah, Cubs just need to keep on rolling. Monsters are keeping on rolling.
That's a fun team. The Cubs are a really fun team. If you were just having gonna make a fun side season, that Cubs roster would be one of my top ones to play with. Because you got Griffey, you got the Cons, you got Ernie, you got Angela. I might turn people away. But if you like hitting home runs, that might be a fun one to play with.
True. Might be a good one for the practice, too, as the league continues to trend more and more that way as the defenses get better and better, and you just want to hit it over their heads.
Crazy ball.
Bomber ball.
I guess, yeah, it depends if you... I call it crazy ball.
I just don't like giving him the satisfaction.
Fair enough. The next game was between Bobby's Blue Angels and my Braves, and Bobby just put the smack on me. 18-7. I could not get anything going. Yeah, so much for my defense being good with the Jeter clone. Could not do anything.
I mean, I would still say I can do your team first. I think, once again, the defense is really good, and the offense will come around. I definitely think so, just hopefully not against me. Bobby's team, though, like, you start with Leah and Big Mac, and you just build off that. I know Big Mac had a huge day. I think he won Batter of the Week. And yeah, when the wheels fall off, they fall off fast. Bobby, kudos to him for taking advantage. 18 is a heck of a score that I would be hard-pressed to meet all season. And yeah, just keep on rolling. Team good luck, Bobby, especially since I don't have to play him anymore.
Yeah, 18 in week 5, 19 in week 4.
14 in week 3 even, albeit extra innings.
Oh yeah, even though it was a +8, but still, yeah, that's a good, good offensive output.
Oh yeah. Killing it. And like I said, your team just ran into a buzzsaw too.
Yep. Gotta find a way to get +10 or higher.
Mm-hmm.
But that's enough about my team. The next game, it would be the second to last game for the week, would be Personizzle's Reds putting up a +19 against the Red Sox at Ekman. That's a really solid score.
Yeah. Personizzle's another one that I can definitely see making noise late. Really good offense. I think Chin is one of the best pitchers on the AI side in the game, just because of that hook and how much she throws it. The pieces are all there. I could definitely see the Reds making a playoff run. How many did the Red Sox score?
+4.
Again, not bad, especially against Chin. I think the Red Sox have Chico and Larkin are their main pieces.
Yes.
A little tougher to make that work at Ekman for sure, because the hops are so true and that sort of thing. But they have some wins under their belt. Like, I think the Red Sox could make a run.
Yeah, the Red Sox currently are still looking for their first win.
Oh, shoot.
But I think that their biggest issue is that either Kurt goes to catcher, tired Kurt goes to catcher after like 5 runs, or tired Lulu goes to catcher after 10 runs.
Which are, neither one of those is a great situation.
So I think that's, as far as from an AI perspective, I think that's really putting a damper on the Red Sox season.
For sure. I think they're going to eke a few out, though.
Yeah, and speaking of the Red Sox, I know Alex is currently playing his games right now, so I don't know which one he's on right now. So he might be playing with, the Red Sox right as we speak.
Oh, the wins are on the Angels side. Shoot, I feel bad. Sorry. Thank you for correcting that. But yeah, it's going to come around.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think the Red Sox are going to win at least 1 or 2 games this season. It will definitely happen.
For sure.
Chico is good enough to get a couple wins by himself.
Yes, he is.
And the last game for week 5 was the Wizards Mets putting up a +9 to the Bombers +2.
Mets are good. I played them week 4. Had my best output of the season and still got smacked. Like, they're a good offense. They're a good defense. Turns out Wizards just really good at this game. Who knew?
Yeah, I know, right?
Both designing rosters, and like, I think Wiz has sniffed the playoffs or made the playoffs every year he's been in.
Yeah, I don't remember like a single time that Wizard has had a bad team.
And this might be the best one yet.
The combination of Caffey and Juan on I think in left field and at shortstop, that is just killer.
Yeah.
They just destroyed me when I played them.
The only reason I scored as much as I did is because I got lucky with a lot of hits going to right and center and Paco dropping most, if not all of them.
There you go. That's the blueprint.
It really is. You just try your best to hit the ball where the good fielders aren't.
A lot easier said than done, for sure.
Absolutely.
And then the Bombers, that is Jaker. He's currently still looking for his first win as well.
Yep, and they've already been close a couple of times. Like, I watched all of Bobby's game against the Bombers, in week 2, and like they almost did it there.
Yeah.
His AI almost did it. It's not a bad team. The pieces are there.
Because I believe they have Lindsay, I think.
I'm honestly afraid I'm going to be the first one to do it. I don't want to be the first one to lose, but it's going to happen.
Okay. Yeah, they have Lindsay, Nomar, Pamela, Alicia Blakely, Ronnie, Trent Sizemore.
And noted home run hitter Tiffany Bosworth.
Much to the disliking of Bobby.
Yeah, sorry, Bobby. I don't want to bring it up as a sore subject. Happens to me all the time. Tina Herrera.
Tina hit a home run.
Angelique Harding, Ron Bourne, all players who have hit homers off me.
Oh, wow. I can't believe Tina actually hit a home run against you.
Yep, that was a game against Crazy.
Of course it was.
The worst.
And that's probably made you hate it even more.
We've had lots of fun moments over the years.
That's what makes the league just so great. You have these kind of like friendly rivalries, and it just adds to the enticement of the league.
We're in 10. This is our 10th season, but it's also, I think it is our 8th year. Is it our 8th year? 7th year? Something like that.
What was the first, or what year was season 1 in?
I want to say it was either 15 or 16, 2015 or 2016, because it was my freshman year of college. I think we did do it in the fall, so that would put it in 2015.
Oh, wow. So that would be 8 years in the fall then.
Yeah, coming up on 8 years of player v. player run differential backyard baseball. Breaking the game.
So that's actually kind of interesting, is that both the online and the rBBL both started in the fall.
Yeah.
Or officially started in the fall.
Which is weird, because, like, I don't know about the rest of you, but I definitely have a harder time playing and staying motivated for baseball in the winter, or, like, gearing up for the winter, even. It's part of why I've passed on seasons before.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
But, yeah, the league also, it's a theme of the night, continues to keep on rolling.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, who knows where this is going to take us in 5 years or whatever. Maybe this will be our jobs in 5 years. So you never know.
Ugh, can you imagine? That's the dream.
I think we would be in paradise then. Yeah, but I think unless there's anything else you do want to share about either the rBBL or the new AI season, I think that's gonna do it for this episode.
Yeah, I feel great. I hope I gave you enough to use. Thank you so much for having me on. This was a lot of fun. And yeah, if you don't have any other questions for me, I'm good.
Yeah, definitely enjoyed having this conversation. Definitely felt can feel the excitement, in your tone of voice, and you really enjoy doing all this, and I love just talking about it. So definitely really enjoyed having you on, and hopefully maybe have it on again sometime before the season's over, or kind of like a mid-season of update for the AI league.
Yeah, you bet. I'll come on whenever you want.
Sounds great. Yeah, thanks again for coming on, and that's gonna do it for all us at Backyard Sportscenter, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Thank you.